I changed the name of my channel. Surprise! I have had this Gertie fabric since 2019, and it's been sitting in my corner collecting dust. And as you can see, I didn't quite finish all of it. I have about a yard left, so chances are I might make some hair scarves out of it if I can find a cute lace to go with it, which will end up on my Etsy shop. But anyway, that's besides the point. I have wanted to make something out of this for so long. At first, I thought I would recreate some of the gunny sack dresses that my grandmother made my aunt, but upon looking at the patterns for the style that I would like to make, I did not have enough fabric for that. So, shifted ideas and plans, and as this year is the year that I tackle the stash pile that is over in the corner in that side of the room, which is a mess that I'm not going to show you. If you want to see it, that'll come at a later date. My point is, my plan is to organize that, and in order to organize it, I need less there because there's not enough space for what is there. So this year is the year of working through the stash. I am not buying any additional fabric unless I need something to finish a garment this year. So basically, every project has to start with what is in that corner. And if I need, say, a lining or a trim, I can go buy those things, but I cannot buy the main material that the garment is going to be made out of. If I do have to buy fabric, I would like that fabric to be thrifted first and foremost before I head to the fabric store. That's the plan. That's the goal. And this project in particular is a really good example of that. So I did go to the thrift store because I needed some material to finish this project, because my idea in my head that I had sketched out, I didn't actually have it sketched out. Half of my projects I don't sketch out, which is a problem. But anyway, besides the point. The idea that I had in my head was very puffy, very fairy, very girly, and I would not be able to achieve that with the Gertie fabric on its own. So I went to the thrift store, I found a couple sets of curtains and some bed sheets, one bed sheet of which is getting turned into a 18th century petticoat for one of my friends. I bought it just in case, because I wasn't quite sure which of the bed sheets would work with the Gertie fabric. I just bought two just in case, and I figure, you know what, I can use it for lining for another project, or my friend's been really wanting to make an 18th century petticoat. I can use it for her. I think I'll be fine either way. It will get used this year. I'm not worried about it sitting in my stash for forever. That was my rationale, and my rationale has checked out. So I got those, and I have done a darn good job of using pretty much all of that additional fabric that I've gotten for this project. I used pretty much all of the sheer yellow curtains, and I have used pretty much all of the pink curtain. All I have left is a teeny tiny little strips, which I might turn into trim for another small project. Maybe. Who knows? I have a little bit of Gertie fabric left, so we'll see what I come up with. But it's not a lot that got added back into my stash after I finished this project. I ended up sitting on the floor a lot for this project. Each layer of the skirt, I pleated them in different pleating patterns, if that makes sense. I can't really fully describe to you like which pleating patterns I did. I did a combination of box pleats and knife pleats. Each layer has a different type of pleating and a different orientation of pleating, so that it would be as full and as bouncy as possible. And that each layer would have its own type of movement. At least that was what I was thinking when I was doing the different types of pleating. For the overdress, which is going to be the main focal point featuring the Gertie fabric, I wanted to make a overdress. I found a couple of overdresses on Pinterest that I thought were really, really cute. I love how this turned out. I decided to add sleeves onto it because I felt like it just needed something. And I left the base of the sleeves open because I wanted the option that if I removed the ties at the end, which I use the curtain's already existing channels to basically make the ruffly cuff. If I were to remove those, it would act more like a cape. So I've got styling options. We love styling options in this house. Come on. Oh, my dog wants to be let inside. Come in. Good girl. Good girl. Okay. Moving on. For the blouse, I used one of my favorite 1940s reproduction patterns from Simplicity. Really like this pattern, and I used it again, which was a good choice. I mean, it's an oldie but a goodie. It's a staple in my wardrobe. It is one of my preferred blouse styles. At some point, I probably will make all of my blouses out of it, and I won't wear any other shirts. Theoretically, unless I find another blouse pattern that I like more. We'll see. For the sleeves, I decided to use the sheer curtains again, which was a great choice on my part. I did spend a lot of time adjusting the pink lace for the ruffle on the collar. I wanted them to look even, which was the best choice, readjusting that, because it would have looked really weird if I hadn't. The footage of me actually sewing up the shorts is lost because I was a silly little goose and didn't realize which direction my camera was facing. But I did work on the shorts. I finished those about 2 weeks ago. And today, when I am recording this, is when I finally decided to wear them. They are out of one of my other favorite patterns, which is also a Simplicity reproduction pattern. I've used this so many times. It is the base of my pajama pattern, so yeah. That is that. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed my rambly little sewing diary. I'm thinking about doing more of these. I've been posting these rather frequently over on TikTok, as in January. I did the overalls in February. I did the vest, and March is everything that I made in February and then the start of March. So I now need to come up with what actually from my list I'm going to be making so that I can post that in April. I'm going to be posting more project diaries as I'm working down the pile in my stash. It's a real problem, and it is one that I am using the internet as my accountability partner in fixing. So please join me. I am very excited. I think I'm going to wear her Easter weekend. I do. I think I'm going to wear her Easter weekend.